best of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series have all gathered at Portsmouth Raceway Park to continue the hunt for the championship. The points are close, and they will provide the fuel needed for all the excitement that will happen here tonight. Yes, Rockstar ladies are in the house, and the action will be sweet to say the least. The fans are jacked up and ready to go. It's time to sling some dirt. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series style. Let's do it. All right, stop number 30, Labor Day weekend. It is Magnaflow Exhaust Products River Days Rumble 50, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. Labor Day weekend is a huge weekend, a two-day event, and of course, it will be followed up, this event, with the Hillbilly 100, of course, a very big paying event, one of the longest running dirt late model races in the country. But we need to take care of this one first. Ken Stout and Rob Klepper ready to call the action for you. As you can see, the stands are packed here as people come in and watch this battle.
Yeah, 7th time for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series here at Portsmouth Raceway Park, and we've never had a repeat winner. Scott Bloomquist, Earl Pearson Jr., Dale McDowell, Jimmy Owens, Josh McGuire, and Steve Francis, former winners here.
Let's get it down to Dave with more.
Portsmouth Raceway Park is one of the most unique venues we visit here with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. This place is all about survival. To begin, the setting. This place is located in a river bottom. The Ohio River literally just yards off the first and second turn there. Every spring, this river floods and it puts this infield, this track, and most of these buildings under 10 feet of water. They got to wait for the river to go down before they can go racing. So hats off to Portsmouth and all the people here. Always great to come here with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Good job, Dave. Keep those waders close just in case. And there's a look at Dale McDowell sitting there inside of the car. And yeah, don't let the yawning fool you there. While apparently he looks pretty relaxed, you know, it was just 1 year ago he came out here and at the very last moment was able to get around a Eric Wells car, who unfortunately for him was faltering, but for Dale McDowell who hung on for the win.
Yeah, Eric Wells took the lead from Dale McDowell. It was a great side-by-side battle here at Portsmouth Raceway Park. And it was trouble for Eric Wells as he looked very fast all night long. He would break, and that would give the lead back to Dale McDowell. Yeah,
we thought Eric Wells might pick up his first career victory. As you can see there, unfortunately, something mechanical gets right, and Dale McDowell stays true and clean. He also finished in the top 10 earlier this season. Kelly Snyder's with him.
Well, guys, I'm standing by with the man who took home the win here last year, the number 17M of Dale McDowell. Dale, having so much success and experience here at this track, what to you is going to be the key to winning this race?
Well, the track conditions are completely different than they were here last year. You know, early in the night it was rough and choppy and just a lot of loose dirt flying around. It cleaned up, but all of that loose dirt blew up to the top of the racetrack and kind of compacted. So they've went out and taken that down with a grader. So, you know, I don't really know. Every time we've been here, they've prepped the track different. So it's going to be very interesting, you know, which line to choose at the beginning of the race. But we're going to do everything we can to get this Crawford Supply machine up front.
You made a lot of changes after the heat onto the race car. What changes did you make coming into the A-Main tonight?
Well, we actually just tightened up. You know, we knew the racetrack was going to get slick. So now I really don't know, you know, how much that top groove is going to come in. So it's just going to be a kind of a guessing game first few laps. It's going to be great for the race fans and for those of you race fans at home watching on TV, but it's going to be a bit of a guessing game for us up front. So, but we're going to give it a good shot.
Dale McDowell won this race last year, and he'll be starting on the outside of row number 2 here tonight.
He'll be joined by a group of tough competitors, one of them being a former Rookie of the Year with the series, and Dave Argerbright's with him.
All season long, we've watched Scott James continue to grow stronger. Now he's on the outside of the front row. Scott, you got a great starting spot. Is this the night you beat the Lucas guys?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good cars behind me. We ran with them quite a bit over the years. We just had to kind of take a break off this Lucas deal for looks like a year or so, but feels good to start up front. We've been having a really good car all year, and we just picked up this new motor last night from Mississippi and got back this morning with it. First night with a new motor. Hopefully we can finish it off and get the job done tonight.
Hard to beat fresh horsepower, and he's got a lot under the hood tonight.
Another guy that's going to be tough that he's talking about will be the real deal. Fresh off of 2 wins. He's going to be tough here tonight. Kelly?
The number 71 of Don O'Neill has been on a roll so far this season. In 3 races, he's finished with a 3rd and 2 firsts. Don, what, if anything, has changed during the second half of the season for you to come home with all of these wins and podiums?
Well, we put a new race car together a few weeks ago here, and it's really turned our program around. The guys have worked really hard in the shop, at Masterbuilt. You got to thank all them folks.
What is it going to take for you today to pull off a win starting up here in the second row?
Well, the top's going to be good in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Really don't know where it's going to be at on the bottom or the top. But just try to buy our time here, and be there at the end. And I'd like to win the race, but top 3 would be nice. But we're not going to give up on.
Well, Don O'Neill looking to gain points and a first place finish here tonight.
Normally we would refer to him as a local hero, but Doug Drown really only runs here at Portsmouth rarely, but he's squarely on the pole of tonight's feature race. Doug, what do you need to do to close this thing out and win it?
Just need to, make good laps, be patient, don't overdo it. At the beginning, a lot of times you see the guys go hard, and obviously we need to be consistent, save the tires, keep the car underneath us, and basically get a good start here at the beginning of the races. I think, track position is going to be everything like it was in the heat races, and, hopefully we can get to that middle. I think that's where the groove's going to be, to that, obviously, where the berm is. Luckily, they knocked that down, so it should make for a good race, though, and hopefully we can get to the front and just maintain, basically, is all I'm hoping, in tire management.
He's the pride of Worcester, Ohio, and all eyes from Northern Ohio on Doug Drown in the 12.
So 3 different drivers with 3 different ideas of where the track is going to be. Let's take a look at the points here. Jimmy Owens on top.
Yeah, it's been all consistency for the O show so far. 130-point lead over Scott Bloomquist. Don O'Neill right now still in that 3rd spot.
Points courtesy of E3 Spark Plugs, and we'll get these guys fired up. Looking forward to a good race here. $10,000 to the winner. And as we talked about, this is Labor Day weekend. We should also tell you that the heat out here today, and you kind of saw some of the sweat on the brow of some of these guys, but we are talking about in excess of 100 degrees with a ton of humidity. It has been brutally hot so far this weekend. So I think endurance and the guys dealing with the temperatures, what type of shape are they in, to come out here and run 50 laps, hung all out. I mean, it's going to be a tough night after a very hot day.
Very hot day for the teams as well. These guys working on these cars all day long. Trust me, they're ready to get this thing done. Dave Argabright?
One of the cars to watch tonight is the 28 of Eddie Carrier Jr. Not only is he a local favorite here at Portsmouth, but he won here just 2 weeks ago. So he's got a lot going on here at Portsmouth Raceway Park.
We'll certainly keep our eyes on him, but the beauty of short track dirt racing is this track will change every single night. So what works one night might not work the next night. One guy that knows that all too well is also leading in the points, but unfortunately for him here this evening, as you well know, Kelly Snyder, Jimmy Owens is starting deep. He's got his work cut out for him.
The number 20 of Jimmy Owens may be leading the points championship, but he's had some struggles during the last few races. He had to make it through the B main here tonight, and he seemed to almost play it safe out there on the track, saving his car for the A main. We saw last time in Lawrenceburg, he worked his way up from 30th to 6th, so he knows that he can work his way up from the back to the front. The question will be tonight whether he can work his way all the way up to a podium position here in only 50 laps.
And as they do the 4-wide salute to the fans as they come by here, he probably was saving the car because he knows he's going to go into the field on a provisional no matter what. So if you can work your way up, get a little better starting position, that's fine. But you don't want to get in a dogfight when you're leading in the points.
Well, the fans are ready to rock here at the River Days Rumble. Let's take a look at your General Tires starting lineup on the pole. It's 12 with Doug Drown to the outside. The Silver Shark in the 81, Scott James.
Row number 2 will be Don O'Neill and Dale McDowell filling out the row, 2 tough competitors.
Row 3, the rookie, Frank Hinkenash Jr. to the outside. One of the veterans, Brad Mead.
Row 4 will be Steve Casebolt next to Scott Bloomquist, trying to get back on top of the points.
Inside of row 5, starting 9th, Bub McCool, the 57, alongside the California kid, Tyler Redding.
Let's go to row 6. We find Josh Bocook and Jason Montgomery.
Back in row 7, it'll be Kenny Christie in the C7 and Jared Landers in the 777.
In row number 8, it'll be Mark Frazier and Eddie Carrier Jr.
Inside row number 9, the 21 CB of Chris Brown alongside the B7, another local driver, Ben Atkins.
Row 10, it'll be Jackie Boggs in the 4B and Eric Wells.
Ray Cook, the Tar Heel Tiger, inside row 11 alongside your point leader, the O-Show, Jimmy Owens.
In row 12, it'll be the Kentucky Colonel Steve Francis and Earl Pearson Jr.
R.J. Conley will line up inside row number 13 alongside former Rookie of the Year, John Blankenship.
That rounds out the starting field of 26 vehicles. And a couple of names that we haven't really seen too much of. Actually, one that we haven't seen at all season long up on the front row. We'll find out how things shake out for him. Doug Drown was also the Red Buck Cigars fast time and ran just a little bit under 15 seconds at 14:89.
Well, he's won this race before, back in 2007, before the Lucas Oil Series took it over. And of course, Scott Bloomquist picked up a win earlier this year right here at Portsmouth. So these guys know this racetrack. It's got a lot of history. They've run a lot of laps here, but 50 laps will go in a hurry, that's for sure.
Don't count out that 81 car. The Silver Shark, as he's called, is always aggressive, man. When he's got some clean air in front of him, he could be fast. Looking for the green flag. Here we go. It is the start of the 50 River Days Rumble. Boy, that is a pack of cars sailing through turns 1 and 2, and James takes the early lead.
On board with Rockstar and Don O'Neill currently in the fifth spot. We're going to find out just how slick this track is early.
He smacks the wall already. You can see part of the bodywork came down back behind the camera. Also a good bit dusty here these first few laps as they start to blow this thing off.
Scott James is out front. The battle for third. Doug Drown, Heckenass Jr. And of course Don O'Neill is again to go on board with the real deal.
See if there was anything that might affect some aero. I can't see anything on the car from there, but obviously something on the side of the car was affected.
And O'Neill in that 71 gets around Frank Heckenass going 3 wide now off of turn at number 4.
You actually can see on the right rear of O'Neill's car, that yellow number 71 on the rear spoiler, he is missing just a little bit of it on the right rear corner. Stay with us, man. We just got this thing fired up. We've got a lot of great racing action coming your way with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.